Hello, this is the Ravens Librarian with my Chapter 5 playthrough of Steamworld Quest. In the last part, we were in pursuit of the Void Army and ran across a man apparently by the name of Orik, who's a big legend in this setting, is trapped in a cage. We talked to him and he offered to show us where the Void Army went if we let him loose from the cage. So the chapter was spent going out looking for the key, finding that it had been stolen by a thief, and finally ending with a boss fight against the thief and his bodyguard, the giant. So with that completed, we now proceed to chapter 5, presumably to the rescue. So if my memory serves, something's about to happen to our friend Orik. Well, soon to be friend Orik.
To the rescue.
These would be obviously the keys. Last chapter. We found the keys, Sir Orik. Terrific. All this sitting around is bad for my joints. I need oil. I'll reiterate that this is a bad idea. We still know nothing about this guy. Copernica, I know everything about this guy. The book is very detailed. Yes, well, as much as I would enjoy reminiscing about the age of heroes, would you mind? Oh, yes, of course, sorry. Let's see here. Okay, so this one. No, there we go. That's much better. Oh, I've got a question. What was Gilgamesh like? I bet he was real smart and brave and... Listen, friends, I'm very grateful that you let me out and so on. However, I cannot stand around all day. I have rather pressing matters to tend to. Ta-ta. Well, so much for helping. I still say that guy's suspicious as hell. Come on, give him a break. Who knows how long he sat in that cage? That's another thing. We still don't know why he was in there in the first place. It doesn't matter. We've got the keychain. Let's just get this over with so we can all go home. You're right. So the cave is just through the arch to the north. Let's hop one of these keys. Let's hope one of these keys does the trick. Sorry. But I forgot. There's also they cleverly combined the two keys. Oh, I can't go back to the shop. All right. Well, actually, I should mention that in between these two videos, I actually went back, did the last chapter, mainly just because I found that I had missed one chest, and I don't really know, which chests have the really valuable stuff, like the really good cards, and which ones just have, simple loot. And I don't want to risk it, so I just did the chapter again. But interesting, as I was doing the chapter, I wound up... I'll show it on as we go. I got items for new weapons for each of the characters. So each weapon comes with its own little new ability. Now, as I redid the chapter, I did find myself having a bit of a mixed result because of the new weapons. So on the one hand, these weapons actually give you better stats, so overall it's probably better to get used to using them. The reason I say getting used to them is because I over-rely a lot on the skill abilities that the previous chain of the items would give me. The barrier and the heal everybody abilities. Mainly the barrier one, that's like the really useful card for me from the chain. And so... a comment. So, hopefully this chapter will help me actually get used to using this new chain combo and not over-rely on the previous one. And the new upgrades will hopefully make up the difference. I don't know how I feel about this random hole here. What's really annoying is that sometimes you think there might be a secret pass, and sometimes there is, and sometimes there isn't. Same thing with the chest. It's kind of annoying to find out you missed one just because you didn't check on the right corner that one time. Which, so far, that's the only reason I've been missing chests. Looks like this gate is connected to a spring mechanism. Meaning, we can probably find a lever that operates it somewhere around here. Our heroes were determined to overcome the unyielding iron hurdle put in their path. I gotta assume, I think he said why, but there's gotta be like a rule in that book that says you have to narrate everything. Huh? How in the world did the wagon get in here? Alright, this confirms that you're a witch. I don't actually remember if that's the twist at some point, but the point is, you're probably a witch. Well, it involved a step ladder and a pair of high heels. Anyway, it wasn't easy. I don't believe you. And if that is what happened, none of this makes any sense. Wait, the new card. Oh. Any new items? No. Nothing for now. This is one of those, you know, really grateful I didn't miss type situation. Well, so much for that. Goodbye, weapon I was supposedly gonna get used to. If only it was that easy with all the other ones. Pretty sure Copernica doesn't get one until she gets to the mage school. Sorry for the spoiler. Time it. Oh, no new enemy yet. I believe one of the other things I did in my replay of the chapter off screen was I crafted one card, and it's one for him, the one that just got stabbed. If it pops up, I'll point it out when it pops up. It should pop up inevitably. Nothing good. It's one I realized was going to be very useful after having to deal with the previous boss fight, very quickly realized, yeah, I'm going to need it. I was like, I don't know how useful that card is, and then I ran into the boss, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna need that card for future instances. Okay. I want to make sure to take this guy down. Gotta keep track of how much damage I actually do. Alright, this will easily finish him. Yeah, I could have finished him with a... Should have used the attack on the other guy. No big loss. This one hit will probably finish him. Yep. I just showed it. No. I'll show the card. It's this one. Quick Fix. Heals one ally and cures poison, bleed, and burn conditions. So I wasn't too, in my memory, I wasn't too convinced that I was gonna need that card until, dang, off timed. Until I realized during the boss fight that the oil attack specifically is one that really makes you. Wait. See if the lightning does. I remember ice weakens the bug, but yeah. So are they? All right, that works on them. Oh, hey, it actually stunned them. There it is. Like this. We're realizing that oil attacks are accumulative, so the more times. So in other words, every time, if you actually keep using cards as the person that suffered that affliction, it actually does more harm to you, as opposed to the poison one, which, yeah, you have to worry about that one, but it's actually a fixed amount of damage. Probably does more damage overall, but it, well, not actually, not really. If you do if you do a chain with the guy who's been oiled, you know, afflicted by that other status effect, that's going to be way worse. This one. Punch. Wait, he's there. Oh, wait. Yeah, I should have done that, but yeah. That was a waste. Gotta remember, whoever you use last on the last card off the chain, that's the person that you're gonna use it on. And I'm still bad at the math. See how much this does. That worked. But these guys, unless I run into another enemy that does the same thing, probably don't need that one yet. Sure. What? What's this? These scrolls bear the insignia of the Alchemy College Library. Oh, well, even if I hadn't spoiled it in this chapter, it would have just made it clear that maybe the Void Goons are trying to catch up on a little light reading. Enhancements and Level 4 Conjuring, an advanced guide to spellbinding modifications. Maybe not so light. The pages are all marked R, which means they're from the library's restricted section. They're not meant to ever leave college grounds. You think someone smuggled them out from the college? Regardless of how they ended up here, it's a clear violation of college regulations. Now, some people might say that it's still technically a spoiler if I, even now, because I mentioned that we go there, and that's an assumption at this point. But in fiction, unless it's like a really big setting, if you get all right, I bet they opened the gate. If they name drop a place in a setting that's new, odds are it's some place you're actually gonna visit, inevitably. I think we will land pretty near the gate if we jump down here. Okay, but we're not doing that yet. But we have to take all the loot. Here. Deals 250 strength as physical damage for one foe. 400 if armor is below 50% of her maximum health, and 600. Okay, so it's one of those. The worse in a state you are, the more lethal you get. Suppose that would be a really useful card. If nothing else, then maybe during the boss fight, assuming the boss is weak to physical attacks. I've never been a fan of those playstyles that focus heavily on the person you're using being in a very weakened state. I think in like some RPGs it's being a berserk. Well, berserk is more about the character who uses their rage during. But there's a class. Sorry for the tangent. There's a class in Dragon Age. I believe it's called the Ravager, and that class has sort of that idea that the more low on health you are, the more persistent the more strong, the more effective you are in combat. But for me, that's never really been my, I've never found that too appealing. I'm usually the guy who overcompensates with, healing magic and, defense tricks to try to keep my party as far away from the red as possible. So I just realized that this combo is suspiciously similar to the boss fight. Definitely nowhere near as difficult as that one. I mean, the little guy is just about to go down in a few turns, so. No, in a turn if I have anything to say about it. Big guy's still gonna be annoying because at least he's gonna chug at my health. Chug? Okay, I don't know what better word to use there. I think he took that squirt personally. They'll obviously survive this one. But hopefully they won't survive the RNG from this one. They did not. Got a lot of XP from that one. So, was this worth it? Okay. Yep. Strikes from your elbow, not your wrist. Oh yeah, having high-powered servos helps too. Will be more useful when we actually get to the other place. I believe his magic helps for his actual healing attack. And also I'm assuming that the squirt gun, even though doesn't do much damage to begin with, it is a magic attack, not a physical attack. So presumably that'll also boost up its damage. View for later. Want to at least try to take out the bomb. Oh. They all got paralyzed, so that was lucky. Hopefully this will make it. I wonder if there's a turn limit to how long they can be paralyzed. Hopefully the fire will do most of the damage and still fire. I hope I put two on first. This might not be enough, but at least I'll try. Ooh, almost. Just barely enough. For some reason, it feels for me very appropriate to take out the sludge, whatever that green stuff is, with a water hose. Like, gotta clean you. Go away. Any combo how to do. I don't think there's any, like, you don't get the chain combo, but I don't think there's any detriment to just using whatever cards are on hand. I suppose I could have just done that turn without using 3 cards. I don't think it's mandatory that you have to use 3 cards. Feels like a waste to not use 3 cards, but that's not really a thing. The other good thing about giving him the item that raised his strength and magic is his normal physical attacks actually do comparable damage to the knights. So. Even though he is suffering, a lot of health losses, the fact that he has so much health really it lets him serve as the tank of the party. So I don't have to worry about as often about keeping him alive. I'd still prefer to have him, be healed up too. But if I have to choose someone to take the, risk of losing their health. That explains why that was there. Wait, I think I'm going. No, I'm not sure if I'm going the wrong way. Yeah, no. Should have committed. The rescue party carried on relentlessly through the dank, dark dungeon. What's that thing where you use most? What? I remember that you got caught, but I forgot that it was so soon. What are you doing here, and how did you end up in yet another cage? And why is there an anchor in that corner? Like, I know why that's there. Well, actually, no, I'm not so sure why that. Why is that hook there? Is this some kind of fetish? Would you believe that it's a form of meditation? Whatever floats your boat. Well, seeing that you have assisted me twice now and shown yourselves competent enough, I think I will join your quest, if I may. If you may, this is so cool! We have a real hero on our team! Let's see just how useful he is, if he can avoid getting caught in cages for more than an hour. There's no stopping us now. Orik, a retired legend who sits comfortably in the periphery of heroic deeds, returning to the life of adventure once again. He lends his skillful blade to those proving themselves worthy. His rationale lies hidden behind an assortment of ornate masks. Like, yeah, I think I already said that in the previous chapter, but like he is actually genuinely he is my favorite character of at the very least, if not the whole game, then of the party. Part of it has to do with his design, Another ally has joined your party. However, only 3 heroes can fight in battle at any one time. You can change which heroes would fight with the active party option in the pause menu. Inactive heroes still receive a portion of experience points gained from battle. Yeah, here comes this is where the hard part comes in. So, idle cut, cyclone slash. Right. Idle cut deals physical damage to one foe. Deals storm damage to one foe. Heals all allies. Switches to the Fukonomiki mask. This is part of his mechanic as a party member. One and there are versions of it, but it's one of the more unique ones. Deals arcane damage to one foe, but also damages Orik, switches to the Hanya mask. I forget what the rules are to the specific mask he wears. Like there's an idea behind him, wearing the different masks. But from an aesthetic standpoint, like it's something I really like about his. I forgot what the rule was for that symbol. Is it literally 10 that he has to have? I'll limit myself to 1. If it's literally... Oh, no, right. A variable skill hits 2 additional times for each Steam point spent. So it's a cumulative. The more Steam you're willing to commit to it, the more powerful it gets. Now I forget what the rules are for getting it to work. Right, so I have at least one. Yeah, I think. Oh, alright. I gotta figure out how this is gonna work. Since he has the only other healing ability, if I'm gonna switch, for me it makes sense. The other option, it might be to switch for Armely. I think depending on the cards he gets, he might also serve as a replacement for Copernica. But right now, Copernica has most of the elemental attacks, so it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to remove her from your party unless you're in an area where nobody is, afflicted by, it's weak to magical attacks. They're only afflicted by, the inverse of that. Stuttering all over the place. If you were in a location where all the enemies were super resistant to magical attacks, they're only weak to physical, then yeah, Copernica can contribute as much as the other party members in comparison. There are 2 separate cords operating the mechanism. So we're looking for at least 2 levers to get it open. Generates 2 additional themes once per battle. That came out of nowhere, but also I'm pretty sure that's one of the more useful cards. Where am I as far as... I can go. Since he's not in the party, I think Leo can go without getting a heal. Oh, hey, Void Army dudes. They're actually showing up now. deals 160 strength physical damage. If this scores a critical hit, you may play an additional card next turn. Some of Orik's cards cause him to change which mask he's wearing. Each mask confers a unique bonus that lasts until Orik changes to a different mask. Even when changing masks, the previous mask spec stays around until the end of the turn, so you can double up on bonuses by changing frequently. I believe that is a skill so that when she does something and then... Right, that might not have been what that meant. Need to test out whether anybody is actually weak to arcane in this area. Oh yeah, the 1 extra turn thing. Oh, forgot about that. Right, this might be overkill. That answers that. At the very least, that thing seems to have been weak. Something you'll notice with Orik's fighting style is he's very agile.
Dicen que hay unos juegos que supuestamente están dando lo tienes que chequear eso.
Now, because there are so many branching routes in this section, I'm gonna have to be careful not to lose sight of what I'm looking for. This is him on normal speed. No, without me pressing the shift button. I don't know what just... Oh, he put me on rage. I remember that trick. So. Also, just realized that Orik probably benefits from the card, the item that I gave to the Leo. So, I think it'd be better to get. Since he's actually the character that most exemplifies the combination of both physical and magical attacks based on the deck he has. I also need to recall to go back to the shopkeeper and see if she's, by happenstance, offering cards for him as well. Just want to check whether or not any of them are actually weak to, since this one bounces. Hopefully the lightning attack will take out the other mage. Wasn't counting on the paralyzation, but there's usually something that you can do when using cards that have like special bonus effects. Your strategy should usually revolve around the things that are guaranteed to work. And only, expect the other stuff, if you get lucky. So, rather than get disappointed if you don't get that one ability, focus on the one, on the abilities you already will get, and then see everything else as like a nice bonus. Just because of this. So what's her? I'm in rage mode. Yeah, it's the default physical attack. Can't get the combo, so. I forgot his steam power had built up. Now to check whether or not this guy is weak to arcane attacks. Does not appear to be, no. That's a small chance to counterattack for 100% strength physical damage when struck by an attack. A bit stereotypical, but I feel he's the one who best matches that item. Both in what it does and just because, you know, aesthetic. I want to at least test out. What the two of them can do. Using a shield. Shield to take out. I suspect the mage is gonna be. Hold on, I just noticed that. Of course, it doesn't go for the guy who could have maybe died from it. I think I just noticed that the mage is actually resistant to physical attacks. Feels like I'm been going the wrong way with this. I believe the combo is just do something with. Yeah. Alright, yeah, that does make a difference. Probably get rid of this card in the deck if I don't have the other character with me, because physical damage is still high, but it's not as overwhelmingly powerful as it was with the other with the character combo. Gotta keep track of who's being stunned. Light up the Berserk effect. Or Rage. Yeah, if the mage is resistant to physical attacks, that means I've been going about these fights very wrong for the last, who knows how long, probably since the beginning. So yeah, Orik's healing ability is definitely worth having if you have him tag teaming with Galio. Otherwise, probably better to leave Galio as the main healer. But that does probably mean that Orik's best case is usually to combine with the other character rather than. Apologies if my dog sound gets very loud. Let's see if this. Try to keep it to memory. Who is and isn't weak to certain things. Right. So the bug bomb is weak to ice. It feels right. It feels like that makes sense. Feels like it's very obvious. Why do I keep forgetting that? Probably gonna need this just to take him down. I think his weakness right now is to an attack is due to wearing that mask in particular. Huh. That was a weird gap. it was a bit annoying that the character didn't level up. But as long as the AI doesn't force me to go through the door, we would be able to get one fight in. Level up with. Also, yeah, sorry, I didn't read through that last conversation in the room with the scripts. My dog was barking really loud. Still haven't mastered how to pause the actual recording instead of just stopping it cold. I'm still not too confident about my use of Orik, so I'm pretty sure we're heading for the boss. I'm gonna, go back to the main team for now. Open sesame. Ah, I can almost smell my guild membership card. Too soon. Too soon. Slow down. We found, after searching high and low, our brave gang finally found the kidnapped heroes. Overwhelmed by the situation, the guildmaster gazed upon them and... Wait a minute, I can't see guildmaster gaze anyway. They arranged us in different cells. Hey. Aren't you that crazy peasant who tried to crash our Christmas party at the Guild's Club? You guys have Christmas? The heck is Christ in your setting? Me and my parents were delivering fruit. I just wanted to say hello to the Guildmaster and ask him if he got my latest application. Now that we have some official heroes on our side, saving the others won't be a problem. I don't know what you're calling your little get-together, but to stage an official rescue mission, we'd have to fill out Form 13. Oh my god, even when they're trapped, they're being condescending. Or Maybe not maybe it's just bureaucratic nonsense, but still. And those documents are back at the Guild Club, next to the chocolate fountain. Alright, I don't care for your elitism, but I do approve of a chocolate fountain. It's like one of the few rich things I'd love to have in real life. So you see, we need to get back there. Right. Sorry. Man, good thing those keychains just had the locks for everything. They sure left in a hurry. So much for bravery and all that stuff. Guildmaster Gaines and the others are still trapped. We need to press on. Admirable. Wait, so... was there no boss fight in this chapter? Huh. Well, I guess that's that. I guess the foreshadowing was for the next chapter. Oh, regardless. Apologies for the inconsistent narration in this one. Although that's probably been a problem in all the previous ones. But regardless, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you'll look forward to the next one. Hopefully I'll be able to mix up the party a bit better now that I have a new party member, with a whole new deck to play with. But hope to see you all then. Take care, everyone.